Hello, I'm Britta with Practical Financial Planning. One of the great things about being a financial advisor is that pretty much everyone is interested in what I do for a living. People are constantly trying to sneak out a little bit of financial guidance, and I'm happy to provide it. Typically, the questions are things like, how do I know if I'm ready to retire? Or should I invest in a traditional IRA or a Roth IRA? At the moment, everyone seems to be asking the same question. What in the world is going on with the stock market at the moment? Truthfully, it's a really good question. I mean, people are losing their jobs left and right, yet the stock market hit an all-time high in early September. The answer to what's going on with that is complex, multifaceted, and not completely understood. However, I do want to discuss two of the reasons it might be going up. The first is that Wall Street and Main Street are not the same thing. Wall Street, that's the big companies like Amazon and Walmart. Those companies aren't hurting at the moment. In fact, Amazon's doing great. People are now shopping at Amazon instead of going into the brick and mortar shops. Now, Main Street is those brick and mortar shops, the ones where people aren't going because they need to socially distance. Those are the companies that tend to be going under and laying people off. Now, the S&P 500 doesn't tend to list most of those little mom and pop shops. It lists places like Amazon and Walmart. And while there are some companies on the S&P 500 that are not doing well, especially considering like the travel industry, but it also lists some companies that are doing just fine. The second thing I want to consider is that the stock market isn't really looking at profits right now. Well, it is, but for the most part, it's looking at what are profits going to be next week, next month, next year, 3 years, 10 years. Because when you buy a stock, you want to make sure that that cash flow is going to come into the company in the future, not necessarily right now. And so, even though a company can be hurting right now, as long as it survives this downturn, it's not necessarily that big of a problem for the investor. So there are companies on the S&P 500 that they're taking a big hit right now, but their future prospects look great, and so people are investing in them. There are companies that are doing really well right now, and their future prospects still look good, and so people are investing in them. But again, those little stores that are closing down now, those are the ones that are hurting. So I hope that helps explain why the stock market can do such a great job even when the economy is tanking. Thank you.